Hello viewers, we are going to solve December 2024 Paper 1 questions in this video. Let's start with Unit 7 Data Interpretation. Bakery shops in a city prepare 3 different varieties of hotcakes, namely cornmeal, American and Swedish. The following table shows the total number of hotcakes, all the 3 varieties together, sold by 4 different bakery shops, namely A, B, C and D on Monday, along with the number of cornmeal hotcakes sold and the difference between the number of American hotcakes and cornmeal hotcakes sold. Based on the data in the table, answer the questions that follow. They have given a note here. Total number of hotcakes sold is equal to sum of sale of number of cornmeal, American and Swedish hotcakes. So this number will have the count of all the 3 varieties together. Number of American hotcakes sold is always greater than the number of cornmeal hotcakes sold. So when they talk about the difference, it is always American minus cornmeal. So this difference will be leading to positive value here because they have told American hotcakes is always greater than cornmeal hotcakes that are sold. So based on this difference, you will be able to find American count because they have already given the cornmeal count here. After finding American count, it will be easy for you to compute the Swedish count based on the total number of hotcakes sold. So you can get the number of any variety based on the given data. Now let's get into the question. What is the ratio of the number of American hotcakes sold by bakery C to the number of Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery D? So we have to concentrate on C and D now. So let's start with bakery C. The ratio of number of American hotcakes. So regarding bakery C, we have one data about American hotcake, that is the difference between American and cornmeal. The difference is given as 80 here. So this will be American minus cornmeal, which is equal to 80 because we know American hotcakes that are sold is always greater than the number of cornmeal hotcakes that are sold. Now we know the number of cornmeal hotcakes that are sold, which is 360 here. So A minus 360 is equal to 80. A is equal to 80 plus 360, which will give you the count of 440. Now ratio means you have to take it as numerator by denominator. In this, the numerator value is now 440, which is nothing but the number of American hotcakes sold by bakery C. Now what we have to find? The denominator part. So this will be the number of Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery D. So regarding bakery D, what is the difference between American and cornmeal? A minus C will be giving 40 here. So from this we have to find American. So here it is 420 for cornmeal count. A minus 420 is equal to 40. American variety will be 40 plus 420, which is equal to 460. So now we have 2 counts. Cornmeal count is actually 420. American count is actually 460. Now we have to find the Swedish hotcake count, that is X here. Along with cornmeal data and difference between American and cornmeal data, we have another data that is called as the total number of hotcakes sold. So the total number is given by 1320. So let's add American and cornmeal alone together. 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 6 is 8, 4 plus 4 is 8. So these two together will give a sum of 880. Now if we subtract 880 from the total count, we will get the Swedish hotcake count. 0 minus 0 is 0, 12 minus 8 is 4. Here we have 2. So again we will go with 0. So this will be 12 minus 8, which is equal to 4. We have 440 number of Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery D. So the denominator value will also be 440. How can you represent this in the form of ratio? 440 is to 440. This will be equivalent to 1:1. Option number 3 will be the right answer. Next question. If the number of cornmeal hotcakes sold by bakery B on Tuesday, that is the next day, whatever data they have given in this particular question is with respect to Monday. Now they are asking about Tuesday. The cornmeal hotcakes that are sold by bakery B on Tuesday is 20% more than that on Monday. So we know the number of cornmeal hotcakes that are sold on Monday with respect to bakery B, which is 280. For Tuesday, you have to take 20% more than Monday sales. The ratio of the number of American hotcakes to Swedish hotcakes by bakery B on Tuesday is 4:5. The number of American hotcakes sold by bakery B on Tuesday is 320. They are asking for the total number of hotcakes sold by bakery B on Tuesday. If we find Swedish count using this particular ratio, we can add cornmeal, American, Swedish varieties together to get the answer for this question. So cornmeal that is sold on Tuesday will be 20% more than Monday. Whenever we have 20% more, this will be 1 plus 20%. This 1 refers to the sale of Monday, while this 20% extra is what they have mentioned as 20% more than that Monday. So basically we'll start with cornmeal calculation. So what they have given is 20% more than Monday. So regarding Tuesday, let's take it as T. This will be 1 plus 20% of Monday sales. So what is the Monday count here? It is 280 in bakery B. So this will be 1 plus 20% can be written as 20 divided by 100 into 280. Now let's find the LCM. This will be 100 plus 20, 120 by 100 into 280. We'll cancel this 0 and this 0. 28 into 12 will give a value of 336. The number of cornmeal that are sold on Tuesday will be 336. Now we are given a ratio of American and Swedish as 4:5. From here, we also get the value of A to be 320 with respect to Tuesday. So if you are not able to understand this paragraph, I have given you in the form of tabulation here. So this can be expressed as A divided by S is equal to 4 divided by 5. Now what is A? It is 320. So 320 divided by S is equal to 4 divided by 5. Now we have to find S. If we bring S to the numerator to this particular side, this 4 by 5 will become 5 by 4. So 320 into 5 divided by 4. Now if we cancel 4 and 320, we will get 80. So the Swedish number is given by 80 into 5, which is equal to 400. Now we have cornmeal as 336, American as 320, Swedish as 400. So in order to find the total number of hotcakes that are sold by bakery B on Tuesday, just add cornmeal, American and Swedish count. 336 plus 320 plus 400. This will give a value of 1056. This is available in option number 1. Regarding this 1 plus 20% or 20% more than something, I have received certain doubts from certain aspirants in mail as well as in comments asking why we are going with this 1 plus 20% computation. Let me give you another way to compute this more than criteria. On Monday, we know the number of cornmeal that is sold is 280. On Tuesday, they say it is 20% more than 280. We will find the 20% of 280 first. 20 by 100 into 280. This will be 20% of 280. Let's cancel both the zeros. 2 into 28 will be 56. So what is 20% of 280? It is 56. When they say the sale of Tuesday is 20% of 280 plus Monday sales, which is equal to 280. What is 20% of 280? It is 56. What is the count of Monday sale? it is 280. If you add 280 and 56 together, you will get 336. Instead of going by this way, we are taking Monday count as just 1, which is equal to 100%. 100 by 100, which will give you 1. And the 20% is taken directly as 20 by 100. If you don't understand by this way, you can also take it in this way, which I explained just now. So this doubt is being asked repeatedly by aspirants in mail as well as in comments. That's why I am giving you the other way of doing this 20% more. Next question. The number of American hotcakes sold by bakery A is what percentage more than the number of Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery C? We have to start with bakery A here. They have asked for American hotcakes count. We know the difference between American and cornmeal hotcakes sold. A minus C will be equal to 40 here. We have been given the value of cornmeal count. So it will be A minus 320, which is equal to 40. A is equal to 40 plus 320. So the number of American hotcakes sold by bakery A will be 360. They have asked it as how much percentage more than the number of Swedish hotcakes. So let's get into bakery C. For bakery C, already in question 542, in that we have the American count to be 440. This is from question ID 542. If you have solved it already, you can use that particular data, else you can solve it fresh for this question. So for bakery C, the difference is given as A minus C, which is equal to 80. A minus 360 will be equal to 80. American is equal to 80 plus 360, which is equal to 440. They are asking for the number of Swedish hotcakes. So we have the cornmeal count as 360. American count as 440. What will be the sum? It is 0, 10 and 8. So the count will be 800 for two varieties. What is the total number of hotcakes that are sold? It will be 1000. So what is this total actually? A plus C plus S. So in order to find the Swedish variety, you have to subtract 800 from 1000. So the Swedish count will be equal to 200 here. American variety of bakery A is 360 and Swedish variety of bakery C will be 200. Now they have asked in the form of bakery A, 360 is how much percentage more? It means 1 plus X percentage is what we have to find. More than Swedish hotcakes will be 200. So let me take this computation separately. 360 is equal to, in the previous question they have given us 20% more. That's why we went with 1 plus 20%. Now they have asked us to find how many percent. So we are keeping that value to be X. So 1 plus X percentage of 200. We can bring 200 to this side. So 360 by 200 is equal to 1 plus X percentage. 0, 0 will get cancelled. 4 9s are and 4 5s are. So this will be 9 divided by 5. Now we will have X percentage alone in one side. We will bring 1 to the other side. This will be 9 by 5 minus 1. If we take LCM, this will be 9 minus 5. 4 by 5. So now we will expand this X percentage. This is X divided by 100 is equal to 4 by 5. So from here X is equal to 4 by 5 into 100. What is 100 divided by 5? It is 20. What is 4 into 20? It is 80. So how much percentage it is more? It is actually 80% more than the number of Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery C. So if we have X is equal to 80 here, then we can fill it as 80%. Option number 2 will be the right answer. Next question. What is the difference between the total number of cornmeal hotcakes sold by bakery A and bakery D together and the number of Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery A? Based on the previous question 544, we have already computed the value for American variety. So here they are asking about Swedish hotcakes sold by bakery A. So we have Bakery A's cornmeal count and American count now. So just based on the total number and these two counts, we will be able to find Swedish detail. The difference between total number of cornmeal hotcakes sold by Bakery A and Bakery D together. So for getting the number of cornmeal, you have to add Bakery A detail and Bakery D detail. So what is Bakery A's cornmeal count? It is 320. What about Bakery D's cornmeal count? It is 420. So adding these two, we will get 740 altogether. This is one value and this is the other value. Difference is asked between the cornmeal number minus Swedish number. So here we have found 740. Now we have to find the Swedish count. So let's get into Bakery A again. C plus A plus S will give a value of 1200. What is C? It is 320. What is A? From the previous question we can take it as 360. So 320 plus the difference 40. When these are added together, you get American count, which is 360. You can even compute this way and move on. But if you have already computed it, you can make use of the value. Plus Swedish will give 1200. Add these two, this will be 680 plus Swedish is equal to 1200. So this will be 1200 minus 680. So 10 minus 8 will be 2. Then this will be 11 minus 6, which is 5. So we will have 520 here. So Swedish number is actually 520 and cornmeal count is 740. So we will substitute 520 here. Now subtract 740 and 520. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2 again. So the difference between these two values will be 220. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Next question. For another Bakery E, if the total number of hotcakes sold is 120 less than of Bakery D. So let's start with Bakery E's total count here. Total count of Bakery D minus 120. So what is the total count of Bakery D? It is 1320 minus 120. If we subtract them, we will have 0 minus 0 is 0, 2 minus 2 is 0, 3 minus 1 is 2 and this 1. So Bakery E's total count will be 1200. The number of cornmeal hotcakes sold is 40% of the total number of hotcakes sold by E. The number of American hotcakes sold is 35% of the total number of hotcakes sold by E and the remaining are Swedish hotcakes sold by E. Then what is the number of Swedish hotcakes sold by Bakery E? The total count is given with respect to Bakery D, so we have found it is 1200. Now they are saying cornmeal count can be obtained by 40% of 1200. Similarly, American variety can be computed using 35% of 1200. Only when you find out what is the total count here, you will be able to compute for cornmeal variety as well as American variety. So the question is about Swedish number. In order to compute for Swedish, you should definitely know these two counts. So now we will get into the computation. 40 by 100 into 1200. So we will cancel both these zeros. 12 into 40 will give a count of 480. This will be cornmeal's count. What about American? 35 by 100 into 1200. Cancel both the zeros. 35 into 12 will be giving a value of 420. This will be American count. Now we know C plus A plus S. Cornmeal, American, Swedish sum will be equal to 1200. So this is 480 plus 420 plus Swedish is equal to 1200. S will be equal to. So 1200 minus. What is 480 plus 420? It is 900. So we are subtracting 900. 12 minus 9 will give 3. So the total number of Swedish hotcakes sold by Bakery E will be 300. Option number 2 will be the right answer. So I will even add one more step here for clarity. We will move on to Unit 1 Teaching Aptitude. The transfer of learning from one situation to another that is conscious and effortful is known as. The transfer of learning can apply to cognitive part. Socio-emotional is with related to the mental abilities and motor is with respect to physical abilities. Near transfer occurs when many elements overlap between the conditions in which the learner obtained the knowledge or skill and the new situation. Far transfer occurs when the new situation is very different from that in which learning occurred. We have two more transfers, that is low road transfer and high road transfer. Low road transfer occurs when well established skills transfer spontaneously or even automatically, we can say. What is high road transfer? This occurs when the learner consciously and mindfully evaluates, otherwise deliberately evaluates the new situation and applies previous learning into it. When you are putting some effort to apply your learning, that is high road transfer. When your skills are automatically applied or when they are naturally occurring, that is low road transfer. This question is asking about transfer of learning from one situation to another that is conscious and effortful. It means you are mindfully putting some efforts or you are consciously doing it. This is not occurring spontaneously, which means it is not low road transfer. So this applies to high road transfer. We don't have something as long road transfer. It is not far, it is not near. Option number 2 will be the right answer. In high road transfer, you have forward reaching and backward reaching. High road transfer, that is forward reaching, occurs when learners think about possible other uses while learning. High road transfer, that is backward reaching, occurs when learners in a new situation think about previous situations that might apply. While learning, if you are able to think about the uses or applications, that is forward. But when you are into a new situation, but you turn back and see what you can apply, that will be backward reaching. Next question, situated cognition is what? The idea that thinking is located in social and physical context, not within an individual's mind. A student's general knowledge about the world. The belief that one can master a situation and produce positive outcomes. A schema of an event. Situated cognition is a theory that suggests that knowledge and thinking are inherently linked to the context or environment in which they occur. This theory emphasizes the importance of physical, social, and cultural context in shaping how we learn and think. So here the clues of the definition, social context, physical context are given. So the right option that fits to situated cognition will be option number 1. Situated cognition is the idea that thinking is located in social and physical context, not within an individual's mind. So when I am left into a different environment or in a different cultural context, my thinking might differ. Next question. Which of the following are the strategies of cooperative learning? Cooperative learning strategies are teaching methods where students work together in small groups to achieve academic and social objectives. Out of these 5 options, 4 options come under the strategies of cooperative learning. Rally Coach is a cooperative learning strategy that involves students working in pairs to solve problems together. So this is option A. Talking Chips is a cooperative learning strategy that ensures all students get an equal chance to participate in a discussion. This is option B. Round Table is an engaging cooperative learning strategy that fosters discussion and equal participation among students. This is option D. Think, Pair, Share is an effective cooperative learning strategy that encourages students to engage in independent thinking, peer collaboration and group discussion. Independent thinking is think, peer collaboration is pair, group discussion is share. This is think, pair, share strategy. This is option E. A, B, D and E are covered in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the right answer. Though you can apply round schedule as one of the strategies, since they have given round table as a separate option here, we are not considering option C. Next question. Which of the following tools can be used to create a virtual science lab experience? Kahoot is an online game-based learning platform which has learning games that are called as Kahoots, that are user-generated multiple choice quizzes that can be accessed via a web browser or the particular app, we can say. So this is about online quiz and not about virtual science lab experience. So we are ruling out A. What about Labster? This is an e-learning company that offers virtual laboratory simulations based on mathematical algorithm. So this is definitely in the answer. Turnitin offers a range of services including plagiarism detection, AI writing detection and feedback tools for educators. In fact, they will pass your research paper or any kind of review paper that you submit for some journals through this software. This will detect how much copy work the author has done. So Turnitin is not about virtual science lab experience. We will rule out C also. What about PhET simulation? This is a suite of research-based interactive computer simulations for teaching and learning physics, chemistry, maths and other sciences. So we are including option D in the answer. What about Padlet? If you could remember, it is about the bulletin board service that is available virtually. So Padlet provides a cloud-based software as a service, hosting a real-time collaborative web platform in which users can upload, organize and share content to virtual bulletin boards called Padlets. So what is cloud-based software as a service? This software is available in a web platform. You can use it using a browser without installing anything in your system. So that is cloud-based software as a service. So this is also ruled out because it is about virtual bulletin board. Now we have only two options, B and D as the answer. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. List 1 has the model of cognitive apprenticeship and list 2 has its meaning. What is cognitive apprenticeship? It's a teaching method where a skilled person shows a learner how to do a task. The cognitive apprenticeship model is made up of key components or stages, we can say. Those models or those stages are what they have listed in list 1. Now we will see a word about everything. In modeling, the teacher or expert demonstrates a particular skill or concept for the learner. It's completely the work of an expert there. Observing the performance of an expert is what you can apply for modeling, because here the expert is going to demonstrate and the learner or the apprentice is going to just observe. So this will be A. The only option where A maps to 3 is option number 2. There are actually 6 models here and only 4 are listed. We will see about all the 6. Coaching. The teacher provides individualized support and guidance to the learner. Scaffolding. The teacher provides structured support for the learner to help them gradually build their skills and understanding. Once they come to a stage, this support might be removed. So here we can say helping the learner in starting and gradually fading the support for scaffolding. B will be mapping to 1. What about articulation? The learner is encouraged to explain their thinking and reasoning. What about reflection? The learner is encouraged to reflect on their learning experiences. What about exploration? The learner is encouraged to apply their learning in new and unfamiliar context. So what about articulation? It is giving words to their understanding of the process and content. So we can map C to 4. What about exploration? The learning is applied in new and unfamiliar context. This can be equated to searching for new information, verifying to accept it as authentic knowledge. So D is mapping to 2. A3, B1, C4, D2 is available in option 2. Option 2 will be the right answer. Let's move on to Unit 2, Research Aptitude. Knowledge is arrived at through the gathering of facts that provide the basis for laws. This refers to the principle of by gathering something, we are getting some knowledge. This is what you have to understand on the whole. What is deductivism? This is about starting with a broad idea and using logic to arrive at a specific or certain conclusion. So you are deducing to a conclusion there. What about constructionism? It is all about learning by doing and making things, which helps people understand and remember information better. So this knowledge is about gathering of facts and not by learning by doing. So definitely constructionism is not in the answer. What about objectivism? This emphasizes the importance of using scientific and empirical methods to gain knowledge rather than personal opinions. Empirical in the sense it can be using observation or some experiments you can say. So you are relying on some scientific methods to get knowledge. But here the question is about knowledge gained through gathering of facts. So even objectivism can be ruled out. What about inductivism? It is about making broad generalizations based on specific examples or observation. So you are having something specific, based on that you are making some kind of generalization. So you are having some facts in hand and based on that you are taking a knowledge. This is quite similar to the statement that is given in the question. So deductivism is you are having a general idea and moving in specific. But inductivism is you are having something in specific and moving to a general idea. So this is more adaptable to the question statement that is asked. Inductivism is the process of building knowledge by collecting facts and deriving general rules from them. So we are going with option number 4, inductivism as the right answer, and we are ruling out even option 1. So this is actually the right statement that connects with the question. Knowledge is arrived at through the gathering of facts that provide the basis for laws is equated to building knowledge by collecting facts and deriving general rules. So this collecting facts is what we can equate to specific examples or observations, and this broad generalization is what we are applying to deriving general rules. Next question. The tendency of researchers to subtly and inadvertently affect the behaviors of participants in a study, obscuring the true effect of the independent variable is called. Inadvertently means unintentionally it is affecting the behavior of the participants in a study. What about obscuring the true effect? It means you are not able to see properly. So the tendency of researchers that unintentionally affects the behavior of participants, thereby they are not able to see the true effect of the variable is what the statement is about. They are asking whether it is response bias, experimental bias, social desirability bias or Hawthorne effect. So let's check about every option. Response bias is a general term describing situations where people do not answer questions truthfully for some reason. So they are wantedly hiding it. So it is not response bias. We can rule out 1. What about experimental bias? This is also known as researcher bias or observer bias. This refers to the unintentional influence of the experimenter's expectations, beliefs or preconceived notions on the outcome of a study or research experiment. Which word is actually giving you the clue here? Unintentional. It is inadvertently affecting the behavior of the participants. It's because of the experimenter's expectations or preconceived notions they say, but it is actually unintentionally influencing it. So let's get into the other 2 options and then conclude. Social desirability bias is a type of response bias, that is the tendency of survey respondents to answer questions in a manner that will be viewed favorably by others. So this is also a kind of response bias. So once we know option 1 is not there, definitely option 3 is also not there. So what is this actually? They are answering in such a way that is viewed favorable by others. Whatever majority of the people support, whether it's right or not, some people will say yes, it is right. They wanted to go with the majority, whether they are right or wrong, that's not an issue. But they want to stand with majority. That kind of bias is what? Social desirability bias. Why it is taken as type of response bias? Because in response bias, people do not answer questions truthfully for some reason. What is this reason here? It is because of the social desirability that they wish. What about Hawthorne effect? It is a type of human behavior reactivity in which individuals modify an aspect of their behavior in response to their awareness of being observed. If we know that somebody is looking at us, we automatically tend to change certain unpleasant behaviors. But what happens is your true nature is not observed there. That is Hawthorne effect. Here the question is not about affecting it due to observation and all. It is unintentionally affecting it, which is perfectly matching with experimental bias. So we will rule out even option 4. We will go with option number 2 as the right answer. Along with the right answer, try to gain ideas about even the other options so that in some other question paper or in another exam, you will be able to use this particular learning. Next question. Identify the variables associated with interval scale of measurement. In the previous year question paper, we actually had it in the form of match, interval variable, ratio variable and all. So we saw example for each variable. Here the question is very specific to interval scale of measurement. Interval scale of measurement is used to quantify variables that have meaningful differences between measurements but no true 0 point. Actually, what is this no true 0 point? Even in that match, we had nominal, ordinal, interval and ratio in one side and their respective examples in other side. So, what is this no true 0 point? No absolute or no true 0 point means you can't say that one value is twice as much as another. Let's take the time of the day in 24-hour format. Can we say this time is twice as that time? It's not meaningful. Let's take date of birth. Can you say this person is twice as that person? You cannot. Maybe for age we can say, but not for date of birth. What about height and weight? Yes, you can say X is weighing half of Y or Y is weighing doubly than X. We can have this particular comparison there. What are interval scale variables? Temperature, Celsius or Fahrenheit. Any temperature can be taken. IQ scores, years or dates come under interval scale of measurement. When we say years or dates, definitely date of birth and time of the day will be included. A and B are alone associated with interval scale here. Option number 1, A and B only will be the right answer. Height and weight have true 0 point and allow for meaningful ratios. So height and weight come under ratio variables. Example, someone can be twice as tall or half as heavy is what we have been seeing. These are ratio scales and not interval scales. So learn that these two are ratio so that it can help you in some other question paper. Next question, arrange the following in the correct order of their appearance in the APA style of journal article referencing. What is APA style? It is American Psychological Association style of journal article referencing. Now we will get the general format. We are starting with the author, then going with the year, article title, journal title that is mentioned in italics. After that we come with the volume and the issue. Then the pages where this particular article is published. Then we have digital object identifier, DOI. They are asking for the correct order of their appearance. So initials of the author will be coming first. Then we have title of the article, which is D. Then we have title of the journal. This is what they have given, name of journal in italics. So it is specified here as italics. So this will be A. Then we have volume number, issue number, page range. Then we go with DOI or URL. So digital object identifier is what is mentioned in option B. What is the order? C, D, A, B. Option number 3 will be the right answer. Next question, match the list 1 with list 2. In list 1 we are given two values. One is population mean that is represented by mu and summation of xi square divided by n. What about list 2? Population standard deviation value is given. So what is the formula of standard deviation? We have summation of xi minus mu the whole square divided by n. In order to find the standard deviation value, what we can do is we can take summation of xi square by n. This value minus mu square. Two values are given in list 1. Find their difference and then take square root to find the standard deviation. This is for this particular question I am telling you. This is the general formula. So let's start with option A. It is 90 minus what is mu square? It is 3 square. So under square root this will be 90 minus 3 square is 9. So this will be 81 which is equal to 9. A will be mapping to 9. A3 is available only in one option. Let's get into B. Summation of xi square by n is 116 minus what is mu square? It is 4 square. What is 4 square? It is 16. 116 minus 16 will be 100. What is square root of 100? It is 10. B will be mapping to 4. What about C? We have summation of xi square by n as 146 minus population mean is given as 5, so it is 5 square. What is 146 minus 25? 6 minus 5 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2 and this 1. So square root of 121 will be 11. C will be mapping to 2. What about D? We have 180 as summation of xi square by n minus 6 square can be taken as 36. What is 180 minus 36? It is 144. What is square root of 144? It is 12. D will be mapping to 1. Option number 3, A3, B4, C2, D1 will be the right answer. Let's move on to Unit 4, Communication. When older media find new functions because their earlier functions are taken over by new technologies, the phenomenon is known as what? What is functional displacement? Functional displacement in communication media refers to the process where older media forms adapt and find new functions as their original roles are taken over by newer technologies. Newspapers have shifted towards digital platforms and online news to stay relevant as more people consume news online. Television has embraced streaming services, allowing viewers to watch shows and movies on demand rather than through traditional broadcast schedules. So this statement is actually matching with option 1. Functional displacement will be the right term. When older media find new functions because their earlier functions are taken over by new technologies, then that phenomenon is known as functional displacement. Now, what about the other options? Alternative journalism is also known as independent or grassroots journalism. It refers to media practices that differ from mainstream journalism. So, what kinds of things happen there? It emphasizes diverse voices, viewpoints and stories that are often overlooked or underreported by traditional media outlets. It encourages ordinary people to report news and share stories, often using digital platforms and social media. It actually refers to media practices only, but it differs from mainstream journalism. What is existentialism? Existentialism in communication media is about exploring themes related to human existence, freedom and choice. This helps media creators engage audiences with deep questions about life and our place in the world. It's more about people, how they exist. It's not talking about the functions that are taken over by new technologies. What about experimentalism? It is all about trying new and creative ways to convey messages, tell stories and engage audiences. Using innovative methods and styles to present content, encouraging active participation from the audience such as through social media polls, virtual reality experiences or interactive websites. So just have an idea about the other options. It might be useful for you. Next question. Fear of missing out is a part of what? Fear of missing out refers to the anxiety or stress people feel when they believe others are having rewarding experience that they are not part of. It's the fear of being unnoticed. Fear of missing out is primarily part of internet addiction because the constant need to stay connected and updated can lead to excessive internet use. Now we will see about the other options. Within mass communication, the first option, fear of missing out is relevant in the study of digital media and social media where people experience anxiety about missing out on online activities, trends and events. If something is going to be a trend and if you don't follow it, definitely you will have some kind of anxiety or you will have some kind of fear that can be applied to mass communication concentration. But due to over addiction in internet usage only, you can adapt it. Since this is a prime cause of FOMO, we are not going with option 1. What about media control? This refers to the regulation and oversight of media content and platforms which is not directly related to FOMO. So media control is not about people's mindset, it is about giving some regulation for those media content and platform. So media control is also not there. What about media fragmentation? This refers to the division of audiences across multiple media platforms and channels. While it can influence how people experience fear of missing out by increasing the variety of content and platforms they feel they need to stay updated on, it is not the primary focus of FOMO. When you divide audiences across multiple media platforms, people will think that we should be available in everything or we should be aware of everything. That is fine. But FOMO's primary focus is not on whether you are available everywhere. Its focus is on you should be available somehow. So this you should be available somehow is perfectly apt only to internet addiction. So we are even ruling out media fragmentation. We will go with option 2, internet addiction as the right answer. FOMO is most closely linked to internet addiction, but it plays a significant role in the context of mass communication concentration, especially in the study of digital and social media. The need to stay connected requires internet. So you are depending on internet and internet addiction is the prime cause and it is closely linked to fear of missing out. Next question, which of the following are characteristics of computer mediated mass communication? Computer mediated mass communication refers to the use of computers and digital technologies to facilitate the dissemination of information and communication to large audiences. What is dissemination? It is spreading of information, we can say. One-way communication. When you get into digital technology, there is no one-way communication. Whatever you communicate, you will have a feedback. Computer mediated mass communication can never be one-way communication. A can be ruled out. One-way communication is a type of communication where information flows in only one direction from the sender to the receiver without any feedback or interaction from the receiver. This is not possible with digital technology, so definitely A is ruled out. What about massification? This refers to the process of making something accessible to a large audience or the general public. Since A and B are related, we can even remove massification from the answer list. So massification often involves one-way communication. Since we have ruled out one-way communication, we are ruling out massification also. What about C? Interactivity. Definitely C will be there. Interactivity allows users to engage with content through comments, likes, shares, polls and other interactive features. What about demassification? This refers to the shift from broad mass communication to more targeted personalized communication. Demassified media examples can be taken as social media feeds. So based on our taste, our activities, the feeds are getting changed. Personalized news apps are also available. So instead of going to a broad mass communication style, here demassification deals with more targeted or personalized communication where we get personalized news apps. So demassification can also be included in the answer list. What about asynchronity? This is also called as asynchronous communication. So what is it actually? It means communication happens at different times. Allows for flexible communication without the need for everyone to be available at the same time. Say for example, if I post a video, you can leave your comment, I can check it later and then react. Asynchronity will definitely be in digital technology because there is no mandatory condition that everybody has to be present at the same time. Characteristics of computer mediated mass communication will be interactivity, demassification and asynchronity. C, D, E are included in option number 3. Option 3 will be the right answer. Next question. Identify the chronological sequence of the following organizations. The arrangement of events or dates in the order of their occurrence we can say. So that is chronological sequence. Associated Press, AC Nielsen, Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Al Jazeera, Federal Communications Commission. Option A was founded in 1846. Option B was founded in 1923. Option C was founded in or established in 1927. Option D was launched in 1996. Option E was created in 1934. Option number 1 A, B, C, E, D will be the right answer. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. List 1 has a concept and the description is provided in list 2. Media intrusion, social capital, media literacy, pragmatism. So let's see about them. Media intrusion refers to the invasion of privacy or the overwhelming presence of media in individual's life. What about social capital? This refers to the networks, relationships and trust that people build within their social groups and communities. Media literacy in communication refers to the ability to access, analyze, evaluate and create media in a variety of forms. What about pragmatism? It refers to a practical approach that focuses on results and effective outcomes rather than theoretical principles or abstract ideas. Let's start with A, media intrusion. Which of the statements you can actually connect to A? Subversion of politics by media. When media gets into some individual's life, whatever decision they make or whatever they talk is being interpreted in either favorable way or unfavorable way. This is what we call as subversion of politics by media. So A will be mapping to 2. A2 is available only in one option. Let's get into social capital. So this is the influence of potential leaders because of social group membership and participation. B will be mapping to 3. What about media literacy? It is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate and create media. So here we can equate it to ability to analyze media messages. So we can pick this keyword here. So C will be mapping to 4. What about pragmatism? It's about referring to practical approach rather than some abstract ideas they say. So focuses on the practical use of knowledge is what we mean by pragmatism. D will be mapping to 1. A2, B3, C4, D1. This is available in option number 2. Option number 2 will be the right answer. Let's move on to Unit 5, Mathematical Reasoning and Aptitude. In a certain coding scheme, Delhi is coded as 5613910. Then, how is Mumbai coded in this scheme? If you take the alphabetical number, A has 1, B has 2, C has 3, D has 4. For D, we have the number 5. If D is going to be 4, the next digit is taken for coding scheme. Let's take E. If E is going to be 5, in the coding scheme, they would have represented 6. So this is for D, this is for E. Next for L. L is actually 12, but the next number is 13. So this is 13 together. What about H? H is 8. So we are picking the next digit 9. This is H. What about I then? I is 9. So we are picking the next digit 10. So Delhi is coded using the alphabetical digits of the next letter. Now we have to code Mumbai in the similar way. So let's pick up M, U, M, B, A, I. What is the digit next to M? It is 14. So the code will start with 14 for M. Next for U, we have 21 here. So the next digit 22 will be picked up. Again for M we will have 14. What about B? It is 2. So the next digit 3 will be picked up. What about A? It is 1. So the next digit 2 will be picked up. What about I? It is 9. So we are picking up 10. 1 4 2 2 1 4 3 2 1 0. It is perfectly matching in option number 1. Once you find that M is 1 4, you can rule the rest of the options. Next question. Find the number that can replace question mark in the series given below. They have given 21, 22, 26, 35, 51 and we have been asked to find this particular number. What is the difference between 21 and 22? It is 1. So 22 minus 21 will give you 1. What about 26 minus 22? This will give you 4. What about 35 minus 26? This will give you 9. What about 51 minus 35? This will give you 16. Can you find what is in this particular sequence of the difference? We have 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. The difference between two digits will be the square of the next integer. Now what will be the difference between 51 and this particular x? It should be 25, which is 5 square. X minus 51 will be equal to 25. So x will be 51 plus 25, which will give the value of 76. Option number 4 will be the right answer. When you add 1 to 21, you get 22. When you add 4 to 22, you get 26. When you add 9 to 26, you will get 35. When you add 16 to 35, you will get 51. Obviously, when you add 25 to 51, you will get 76 will be the next number in this series. Next question. Find the value of the given expression correct up to 2 decimal places. You have multiplication and addition in the numerator and you have multiplication, addition and subtraction in the denominator. Whenever we get into expression evaluation, we should start with multiplication, then we have to go with addition, subtraction. This is the usual rule. Let's take the numerator. We have to multiply these 3 terms and these 3 terms first and then add these 2 terms. Let's take the denominator. We have to multiply these 2 terms and these 2 terms and then first apply subtraction and then addition. There are actually 2 ways to do this problem. The first way is you have to multiply them along with the decimal point, then go for addition. Now we are going with the second way. 0.05 can be otherwise be expressed as 5 by 100. This is actually 0.05. Similarly, 4 by 100 is given by 0.04. Instead of going with 0.05 everywhere, we can try to multiply the numbers on the whole and then apply the decimal point. We have 0.05. Instead of that, I am just taking 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Then we have 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Then we have 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. I am just taking in this way. Plus 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 2. Why am I using 10 to the power minus 2? 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 will be 4 by 100, which is equal to 0.04. Similarly, 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 will be 5 by 100, which is equal to 0.05. Divided by 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 minus we have 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 2. 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 2. Now just multiply. 5 into 5 will give you 125. And what is the power here? 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 will give you 10 to the power minus 6. We will have plus here. What about this 4 into 4 into 4? 16 into 4 will give you 64 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 5 into 5 is 25 into 10 to the power minus 4 minus 5 into 4 will give you 20 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus 4 into 4 is 16. So we will have 16 into 10 to the power minus 4. 10 to the power minus 6 is common in the numerator. So we will take 10 to the power minus 6 outside. So what is the remaining digits? 125 plus 64. What about the denominator? We have 10 power minus 4 as common. So just take 10 power minus 4 outside. What do we have here? 25 minus 20 plus 16. What is 10 to the power minus 6 by 10 to the power minus 4? You have to bring this minus 4 to the numerator as plus 4 and you will ultimately get 10 to the power minus 2. This 10 to the power minus 6 and 10 to the power minus 4 can also be expressed as 1 with 4 zeros in the numerator divided by 1 with 6 number of zeros in the denominator. So 4 zeros and 4 zeros will get cancelled. Ultimately you will have 1 by 100. This 1 by 100 is what we are writing as 10 to the power minus 2. In any way you can compute. I have just given this for your understanding. We have 10 to the power minus 2 here. Then what is the computation giving here? 125 plus 64 will give you 189 divided by what is 25 minus 20? It is 5. What is 5 plus 16? It is 21. So let's go for a division. 21 into 9. 1 9s are 9, 2 9s are 18. So it is completely divisible. 189 divided by 21 will have 9 here. What is 9 into 10 to the power minus 2? This will be 0.09. This will be the ultimate answer. So option number 2 will be the right answer. Next question. If 7 is to x is equal to 17.5 is to 22.5, find the value of x. 7 is to x can be represented as 7 divided by x. This is equal to 17.5 is to 22.5. 17.5 can be represented as 175 divided by 10. 22.5 can be represented as 225 divided by 10. Why am I removing the decimal point here? Because to ease the computation. Now we will have this as 175 divided by 10 in the numerator, then 225 divided by 10 in the denominator. When you have 225 by 10 in the denominator, this will become 10 by 225 when it comes to the numerator. 10 and 10 will get cancelled and ultimately you will have 175 by 225. After this computation, we are cancelling 10. 7 by x is equal to 175 divided by 225. Now we have to calculate x. 225 into 7 divided by 175. 25 into 7 will be 175. 25 into 9 will be 225. So this will be 7, this will be 9. Again 7 and 7 will get cancelled. So what is the value of x? It is 9. Option number 1 will be the right answer. Let me split it up and write 225 can be expressed as 25 into 9. Then the 7 in the numerator will stay as it is divided by 25 into 7. This 25 and 25 will go. This 7 and 7 will go. Only 9 will remain. Next question. A man walks 12 km towards south and then 7 km towards north. From here he walks 5 km towards his left. How far and in what direction is the man with reference to his starting point? So let's take the directions north, east, west and south. Let's take this to be the starting point of the man and he is traveling towards south. It is 12 kilometers here. From here he is moving 7 kilometers towards north. It means again he is moving upward. This upward part is 7 kilometers. From here, from this part, he is actually walking 5 kilometers towards his left. From here, this is right and this is left. So he has to move towards the west direction. He is moving for 5 kilometers. Now they are asking how far and in which direction is the man with reference to his starting point. So if you take 12 here and he has walked again for 7 in the north, what is the remaining distance here? It is 5. A person is walking for 12 kilometers in the south direction. This is 12. From 0 to 12 we can take. From here he is walking again for 7 kilometers here. So if we take 0, this is 5, and from 5 if you add 7 you will get 12. If he is walking 7 kilometer north, then he is stopping at 5. So what is the remaining distance here? It is 5. Now they are asking from the starting point what is the distance. So we are just drawing a line here. What is this actually representing? It's a triangle. So when we have triangle, we have 5 here and 5 here. We have to find this particular value. In which direction actually he is moving? From here, this is southern direction. So he is 5 kilometers in the south, as well as he is 5 kilometers in the west direction. From this we can compute southwest is the direction from his starting point. So he is in this place. This is southwest. Whatever you have other than southwest can be ruled out. Now we have to find the distance. To find this particular hypotenuse distance, we are using the Pythagoras theorem. To find the distance from the starting point, let's use the Pythagorean theorem. A square plus b square is equal to c square. So let's take this to be a, this to be b, and this to be c. C square is equal to a square plus b square. What is a? It is 5. What is b? It is 5. C square is equal to 5 square plus 5 square. This will give you 25 plus 25. 25 plus 25 can be written as 50. Otherwise, you can write it as 2 into 25. Since we are going to compute square root, I am just writing it in the form of 2 into 25. This is c square. What about c? Square root of 2 into 25. This can be written as square root of 2 into square root of 25. What is square root of 25? It is 5. So we have 5 instead of square root of 25, and this root 2 will stay as it is. So what is the distance? It is 5 root 2 kilometer. Option number 3 will be the right answer and not 2. 5 root 2 is the distance and southwest is the direction as they have asked in the question. Let's move on to Unit 6, Logical Reasoning. According to Nyayayikas, when we perceive one pot, we perceive the universal potness as its defining property due to what they have asked. Based on specific, they are defining universal. This is what you have to understand from the statement. Yogaja, Anumana, Dhyana Lakshana, Samanya Lakshana. Samanya Lakshana refers to the recognition of a common attribute or universal in different instances of a particular category. Particular category will be one pot and the universal part will be potness. In this case, potness is the common attribute or the universal attribute recognized in all individual pots. So based on one instance we are applying to general category is what we can understand from this. And so the answer for this particular question will be option number 4, Samanya Lakshana. We will just understand about the other options. Yogaja. This refers to knowledge that is attained through direct and immediate perception, typically associated with yogic or meditative practices. In this context, it applies knowledge gained through a heightened state of awareness or spiritual insight. So something related to yogic or meditative practices we can take. So definitely option 1 is not there. What about Anumana? We have already seen about Anumana in many previous year question papers. This means inference. It is a process of deriving knowledge or conclusions based on premises and logical reasoning. For example, seeing smoke and inferring the presence of fire is an example of Anumana. Anumana is also not relevant to this question. What about Jnana Lakshana? This term refers to knowledge that is based on previous cognitive experiences. It is the recognition or understanding of something based on past knowledge or learning. If you pronounce this as Jnana Lakshana, Jnana means something related to knowledge. Next question, step on scale, please, represents which function of the language? So they have given 4 functions in the options: informative, expressive, directive and performative. Directive language is used to give commands, requests or instructions to someone to perform a particular action. Directive language applies to commands as well as requests along with instructions. So what is step on scale, please? Please is a request. So we are going with option number 3, directive, as the right answer. What about the other 3 options? The informative function is used to convey information or share knowledge. It focuses on providing data, facts and details. It's just about sharing some kind of information and it's not related to request or order. What about expressive function? This is used to convey emotions, feelings or attitudes. Here they are just placing a request in the question. It's nothing about emotions. It focuses on expressing the speaker's inner state. What about performative function? It is used to perform an action through speech. It focuses on enacting something by saying it. It's not about requesting it or not about commanding it. It is performing some kind of action. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. Definitions are given in list 1 and the characteristics are given in list 2. Stipulative, lexical, precising, theoretical. What is stipulative definition? This is when someone creates a new meaning for a word or phrase, often for a specific purpose or context. Actually, the word is already existing. Stipulative definition is when we try to give a new meaning based on some context or for a purpose. What about lexical definition? This is the common dictionary definition of a word that most people agree on. What about precising definition? This is used to make a vague or general term more precise and clear, often for a specific purpose. What about theoretical definition? This is used to explain a concept or term in the context of a particular theory or framework. Now let's get into the match. Let's get on to lexical from list 1. It says about dictionary definition. Which of the options in list 2 has something related to dictionary? It reports the meaning of the definiendum. This definiendum is what we can term it as something from a dictionary. Since we have dictionary reference here, we can map B to 4. B4 is available in 2 options. Next we will get on to precising. Precising means we have to be precise and clear for a specific purpose. It is actually used to eliminate ambiguity. Ambiguity means there can be more than one meaning. But when you get into precising definition, it is used to make a general term more precise. So they are removing or eliminating ambiguity here. We can map C to 1. C1 is available here and not here. So we will rule out the first 3 options. Then we will get on to theoretical definition. They encapsulate larger understanding of theory. So this is about explaining a concept in the context of a particular theory or framework. Based on this particular keyword, we can map D to 2. What about stipulative then? It is neither accurate nor inaccurate. Why do they actually give such characteristic? It's because the word is actually existing with another meaning, but they are giving a new meaning based on the context. So it is not accurate as well as it is not inaccurate too. Since we apply both the characteristics, we can map A to 3. A3 is available here. A3, B4, C1, D2. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Next question. Which among the following are contrary prepositions? A contrary preposition is a type of opposition where both prepositions cannot both be true at the same time. but they can both be false. So let's take the usual contrary, contradictory, subcontrary mapping here. Every S is P can also be taken as all S is P. So here we can pick all poets are dreamers. They are asking for contrary here, so we'll pick only A and E from this particular mapping. So what is E here? No S is P. It means no poets are dreamers. A and E are the contrary prepositions. Option number 4, A and E will be the right answer. So in contrary we have A and E. What about subcontraries? Some S is P, some S is not P will be subcontraries. Here some poets are dreamers, some poets are not dreamers will be subcontraries. Next we will get into contradictories. Every S is P, some S is not P. So here we can take A and C. All poets are dreamers, some poets are not dreamers. Similarly, we can go for B and E. Some S is P, no S is P. Some poets are dreamers, no poets are dreamers. That is B and E. What about subalterns here? No S is P, some S is not P. So no poets are dreamers, some poets are not dreamers. E and C will be taken here. Similarly, all S is P, some S is P. So here we have all poets are dreamers, some poets are dreamers as subalterns. From this you can understand one thing. D is not involved in anything. When you read all the prepositions A, B, C, D and E, you can rule out option 1, 2 and 3. It's because D is not involved with A, B, C and E. Next question. Which among the following is correct in the context of syllogistic rules? So we are getting into syllogism now. Syllogisms are a form of reasoning where a conclusion is drawn from two given or assumed propositions, otherwise called as premises. So there will be two premises and a conclusion will be following based on that. Now they are asking which is correct. With two negative premises, a negative conclusion is drawn. Any term distributed in the premises must be distributed in the conclusion. Middle term must be distributed in both the premises. Syllogistic argument must contain only three terms. A valid syllogistic argument must contain exactly three terms. What are the terms? Major term, minor term, middle term. If you don't have any idea about the first three statements here, at least with this particular idea, you can mark option 4 to be the right answer. What is the major term? The predicate of the conclusion. What is the minor term? The subject of the conclusion. What is the middle term? The term that appears in both premises but not in the conclusion. If you take subject, predicate in conclusion, this subject is the minor term and predicate is the major term. All these details we have already seen in the previous year question paper, especially in June 2024 re-exam solution. I have described this. Go through that video once to get a better understanding. Now let's see about the rules of syllogism, because they are asking this question in the context of syllogistic rules. The middle term must be distributed at least once. The middle term is the term that appears in both premises but not in the conclusion. If a term is distributed in the conclusion, it must be distributed in the premises. But just check second point. Any term distributed in the premises must be distributed in the conclusion. They have given in other way. So this is the mistake of second statement. Next, two negative premises are not allowed. There must be at least one affirmative premise, means at least one positive premise should be there. A negative premise requires a negative conclusion and vice versa. So the first statement with two negative premises is wrong. But when you have one affirmative premise and another negative premise, that negative premise requires a negative conclusion and vice versa they have given. So with the context of two negative premises, a negative conclusion is drawn is actually false. The last one. two particular premises do not produce a conclusion. At least one premise must be universal. Universal in the sense, either they should say all is something, otherwise no one is something. Now let me give you the specific reasons for false statements. If both premises in syllogism are negative, no conclusion can be drawn. That's why we are ruling out option 1. What about second option? Any term distributed in the conclusion must be distributed in the premises. This particular rule. That rule is not presented in a proper way, so 2 is also ruled out. What about middle term point? The middle term must be distributed at least once in the premises, but it does not need to be distributed in both premises. Here they have given must be distributed in both the premises, which is not the actual rule. So we are ruling out even 3. When you learn about which is the correct one kind of questions, always understand why the other 3 options are wrong. Let's move on to Unit 8, Information and Communication Technology. If L to the base m represents a number L in base m number system, then identify the correct ascending order of the following numbers A to D when converted to decimal number system. A is given in binary form, B is given in base 4 form, C is in octal, D is in hexadecimal. You have to convert all the 4 numbers in different base to decimal number system, which is base 10. This decimal value should be arranged in ascending order. There is a series called CS Connect series in this channel. It is available in English only. In that there is a video called base conversions. If you go through that video, you can find how to convert decimal to binary octal hexadecimal, binary to decimal octal hexadecimal, octal to decimal binary hexadecimal, and hexadecimal to decimal binary and octal. At the same time, you can also learn about how to convert different base system to decimal system as well as decimal to different base system. Now let's start solving this question. Let's take A. 11011 decimal point 11. In order to convert any base to base 10, what you have to do is you have to raise to the power of the given base. Say for example, this is actually base 2. So you have to raise to the power of 2. Let's take this to be the integer part and this to be the fraction part. Integer part will be raised as m power 0, m power 1, m power 2, and it goes on in this way. When you are raising for fractional part, this will be m power minus 1, m power minus 2, m power minus 3 in this way. Using this format only we are going to work now. So let's take 1, 1, 0, 1, 1.11. So this will be 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4. This will be 2 power minus 1 and this will be 2 power minus 2. We have to multiply these two and then sum up all the terms together. So this will be 1 into 2 power 0 plus 1 into 2 power 1 plus 0 into 2 power 2 plus 1 into 2 power 3 plus 1 into 2 power 4. What is 1 into 2 power 4? It is 1 into 16, so it is 16. 1 into 2 power 3 is 8. 0 into 2 power 2 is 0 again. 1 into 2 power 1 is 2. 1 into 2 power 0 is 1 into 1, which is 1 again. 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 2 is 26. 26 plus 1 is 27 in the integer part. What about the decimal part? 1 into 2 power minus 1 plus 1 into 2 power minus 2. 2 power minus 1 can be expressed as 1 by 2. 2 power minus 2 can be expressed as 1 by 4. So this is actually 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. 2 plus 1 by 4, which is equal to 3 by 4. We will have 4, 3, 7s are 28, then we have 20, so we have 5. So 3 by 4 is 0.75. So this is 0.75. What is the value of A? It is 27.75. Just add them like this. 27 plus 0.75. What about B? We have 131 0.2 to the base 4. So this will be 4 power 0, 4 power 1, 4 power 2, and here this is 4 power minus 1. So 1 into 4 square plus 3 into 4 power 1 plus 1 into 4 power 0 plus 2 into 4 power minus 1. 1 into 4 square is 16 plus 3 into 4 is 12 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus this can be written as 2 by 4. What is 2 by 4? It is 1 by 2. What is 1 by 2? It is 0.5. 16 plus 12 will give you 28. 28 plus 1 is 29 plus this is 0.5. Overall you will have 29.5. So this is 29.5. If you want to represent, you can use decimal number system which is base 10. What about C? We have 25.5 to the base 8. So this is 8 power 0, 8 power 1. Then this is 8 power minus 1. 2 into 8 power 1 plus 5 into 8 power 0 plus 5 into 8 power minus 1. This will be 2 into 8 will give you 16. 5 into 8 power 0 is 5 into 1 which is equal to 5. This will be 5 by 8. What is 5 by 8? 6 are 48, then you have 20, then you have 2 here. This is 16, then 40, then 5. So this will be 0.625. So 16 plus 5 is 21 plus 0.625. When you add, you get 21.625. So let's write 21.625. What about 16.6 to the base 16? This is hexadecimal. This is 16 power 0, 16 power 1, and after the decimal you have 16 power minus 1. 1 into 16 power 1 plus 6 into 16 power 0 plus 6 into 16 power minus 1. 1 into 16 is 16 plus 6 into 1 will give 6 plus 6 by 16. This can be reduced as 2 3s are and 2 8s are. This is 3 by 8. So we will go with 3 divided by 8. 8 3s are 24. We have 6 here. 8 7s are 56. We have 4. So we will have 5 in the numerator. Overall this will be 0.375. So what is 16 plus 6? It is 22 plus 0.375. This will ultimately give 22.375. So this is 22.375. We have to arrange it in ascending order. Which is the lowest number here? It is 21. So C comes first. Then we have 22. It is D. Then we have 27. It is A. Then we have 29. It is B. C, D, A, B. Option number 2 will be the right answer. Next question. Android is a mobile operating system developed by. Option number 4, Google will be the right answer. Android is an operating system for mobile devices that was developed by Android actually, which was later acquired by Google in 2005. Apple developed Mac OS for its desktop and laptop computers, and the mobile device OS will be iOS. What about Microsoft? Microsoft has developed Windows. What about IBM? IBM has developed several operating systems, notably for their mainframe and server hardware. So some of the systems are listed here. IBM OS by 2, IBM Power Systems, and Z by OS. Every company that is listed here has its own operating system. Next question. Which of the following is an independent malicious program that propagates itself across a network by exploiting security flaws in widely used services? Let's see about all the options. A computer worm is a type of malicious software program that replicates itself in order to spread to other computers. So the characteristics here are, it is self-replicating. It means the worms can make copies of themselves to spread to other systems. The next characteristic is, it is network based. They primarily spread through network connections. And they are independent. Unlike viruses, worms do not need to attach to another program. So here just look at the question. Independent malicious program that propagates itself across a network by exploiting security flaws. Self-replicating is propagating itself. Network-based is across a network by exploiting security flaws in widely used services. And independent is independent malicious program. All the three characteristics are fitting for computer worm. Let's see the other options also. A computer virus is a type of malicious software designed to replicate itself and spread from one computer to another. Unlike a worm, a virus requires user action to spread, such as opening an infected file or running an infected program. This damage will be caused only by user action is what they say. Unless and until we don't open the file or we don't run that program, this virus cannot enter into the system. Once it enters, it will replicate itself. So propagates itself is fine, but it is not independent. It is depending on the action of the user. So definitely computer virus is not the answer. What about Trojan virus? This is often called a Trojan. It's a type of malicious software that misleads user about its true intent. They disguise themselves as legitimate or benign software to trick users into installing them. Once installed, Trojans can steal personal information, create backdoors for unauthorized access or damage the system. This is not about malicious program propagating itself, so Trojan horse is also removed. What about logic bomb? This is a type of malicious code that is inserted into a software system and set to trigger a harmful action when specific conditions are met. Unlike worms or viruses that spread, a logic bomb lies dormant. Dormant means it is just inactive until the predefined conditions are fulfilled. So this is also not going to be the answer. So with all the three characteristics that are mentioned in the question statement, we are going with option number 1, computer worm, as the right answer. Next question. Which of the following statements A to D are true with reference to high-level computer programming languages? High-level computer languages are programming languages that are designed to be easy for humans to read and write. They are abstracted from the details of the computer's hardware, which makes programming more accessible and efficient. Let's check the statements now. These need to be translated into machine code in order to run on a computer. Yes, it is true. You cannot directly use a high-level language in a system. The high-level language will be converted to a machine code, and that machine code will be executed in the computer. So in order to run a program, it will be automatically compiling and turning it to a machine code. So definitely A is there. These are written using mnemonic codes. What are mnemonic codes? A mnemonic code is a tool or method used to help remember information by associating it with an easily recalled word, phrase, or sequence of letters. We don't use mnemonic code in programming languages. We have syntax for every language. Say for example, some will allow the use of curly braces. Some will allow the use of semicolons. Most languages will use. So every language will have a specific set of rules. But they don't use mnemonic codes. They are specific to the computer's hardware. No, that is mission code. High-level languages are not specific to the computer's hardware. They are abstracted, means the details of the computer's hardware are actually hidden there. If A is equal to B, then execute some instructions. They will not say how to check A is equal to B and all. Where to fetch A value, where to fetch B value, all those details will not be discussed. So these are not specific to computer hardware. These are portable languages. What is a portable language? A portable language refers to a programming language that allows code to be written on one type of computer or operating system and run on different types without requiring significant modification. Portable means you can develop in one environment or one platform and run in different types of platforms is what they say. So definitely high-level languages are portable. So what are the right options here? Option 3, A and D only will be the right answer, and I have told you why B and C are wrong. High-level languages are generally designed to be portable, which means the code written in these languages can often be run on different types of computer systems with little to no modification. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. The question is in list 1 and the answer is in list 2. So let's start with the size of a computer monitor, which is in D. Whenever you wish to buy a computer, a laptop, we can say for example, we will actually mention the screen size. Generally, the screen size of a laptop will be 13 inches, 14 inches, 15 inches, 15.6 or 16 inches, 17 inches. When you go for desktop related monitors, there will be still more big screen sizes. What is the unit that we use to denote the screen size? It is inches. Size of a computer monitor is measured in inches. D will be mapping to 1. D1 is available only in one option. We can rule out the other 3. Next, we will get into A. The speed of a CPU is measured in. Again, when you get into any specification of a computer, this particular speed of a CPU will be mentioned in Hz units. Hz is nothing but hertz. A will be mapping to 2. Storage capacity of data is measured in. Whenever you want to buy some hard disk, you will always go for I want this much GB of storage or this much TB of storage. What is accompanying these terms? It is byte. Then 1024 bytes can turn to 1 KB, 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobytes can be 1 megabyte. 1024 megabytes can be 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabyte can be 1 terabyte. What is the basic unit here? It is actually byte. B will be mapping to 4. B4 is also available in one option only. A2 is also available in one option only. C3 is also available in one option only. Network bandwidth is measured in which unit? Bits per second. It means you are transmitting a data from one system to another system. It's about how much you are transmitting, that is bits. In what time you are transmitting is per second. For 1 second, how many bits are you transferring is what they talk in the context of network. Network bandwidth is measured in bits per second. C will be mapping to 3. Option number 4 will be the right answer. A2, B4, C3, D1. Let's move on to Unit 9, People, Development and Environment. Which one of the following has highest turbidity? What is turbidity? Turbidity is how clear or cloudy water is. When water is clear, we say it has low turbidity. When water is cloudy, we say it has high turbidity. The cloudiness is caused by tiny particles like dirt, silt or algae floating in the water. Now we will arrange this from highest to lowest turbidity, whatever is given in the option. The highest turbidity will be muddy water. This contains a lot of suspended particles like dirt and silt, making it very cloudy. What about ocean water? This contains some suspended particles, plankton and other microorganisms, giving it moderate turbidity. Clear lake water. This is actually relatively clear with fewer suspended particles compared to ocean water. What about drinking water? Treated and filtered to remove almost all suspended particles, making it the clearest with the lowest turbidity. So which of the option is having highest turbidity? It's option 2, muddy water. Option 2 will be the right answer. And I have given you the order from highest to lowest turbidity. Next question. Which of the following are impacts of hydroelectric power plant? Hydroelectric power plants have several environmental impacts. So we will see one by one. Land degradation. Then we have microseismicity. Then we have greenhouse gas emissions. Then we will have water pollution. Hydroelectric power plants do not significantly contribute to smog formation as they do not emit pollutants like nitrogen oxides or volatile organic compounds that are primary contributors to smog. So just understand what are the primary contributors to smog here, and since they do not emit such pollutants, hydroelectric plants do not contribute to smog formation is what they say. So there is only minimal impact here. So we can rule out this particular option alone. Land degradation, microseismicity, greenhouse gas emission and water pollution will be the impacts of hydroelectric power plant here. Option number 1, A, B, C and D only will be the right answer. Next question. Sound with frequencies below and above the audible frequency range are known as. Audible frequency means whatever is the capacity for us to hear. Sound with frequencies below the audible range less than 20 Hz are called infrasound. Sounds with frequencies above the audible range greater than 20,000 Hz are known as ultrasound. So here they are asking about frequencies below audible frequency and above audible frequency. So they are talking about infrasound and ultrasound. B and D will alone be in the answer. What about feeble sound and parasound? Feeble sound typically refers to sound that is very weak or faint in intensity. It's not a specific term in acoustics. Acoustics in the sense study of sound we can say. And parasound is not a widely recognized term in acoustics. Option number 3, B and D will be the right answer. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. List 1 has water quality parameters and list 2 has explanation. Let's get into pH. Whenever we talk about pH value, it can be either acidic or basic or neutral. This is what we know about pH. So D will be mapping to 2. D2 is available only in one option. Even if you don't have any idea about A, B and C, you can still answer this question is what I am trying to tell you. Let's get into the parameters now. What is BOD? Biochemical oxygen demand. This measures the amount of oxygen that microorganisms need to break down organic material in water over a specific period. So this can be taken as the oxygen consumed by microorganisms, because they are saying it is the amount of oxygen that microorganisms need to break down organic material. So this oxygen is consumed by microorganisms. A will be mapping to 3. Then we have DO. This is dissolved oxygen. This is the amount of oxygen dissolved in water. So this can be taken for amount of oxygen in water. B is mapping to 4. What about COD? Chemical oxygen demand. This measures the total quantity of oxygen required to oxidize both organic and inorganic matter in water. Strength of organic matter in water is what we can map for COD. C is mapping to 1. What about pH? This measures how acidic or basic water is on a scale of 0 to 14. The value 7 means it is being neutral. If the pH value is less than 7, it indicates acidity. If the pH value is greater than 7, it indicates alkalinity. So we have correctly mapped D to 2. Option number 2, A3, B4, C1, D2 will be the right answer. Next question. Which of the following air pollutants causes serious health issue due to its greater affinity for hemoglobin in blood in comparison to oxygen? Carbon monoxide has a much greater affinity for hemoglobin in blood compared to oxygen. So what about the other 3 options? Sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide and ozone can also have adverse health effects, but they do not bind to hemoglobin in the same way as carbon monoxide. Option number 2, carbon monoxide will be the right answer. Let's move on to Unit 10, Higher Education System. The well-known Woods Dispatch is often described as the dash of English education in India. We have already seen this in one of the previous year question paper. So Woods Dispatch is actually the Magna Carta of English education in India. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Woods Dispatch, issued in 1854 by Sir Charles Wood, is often referred to as the Magna Carta of English education in India. This dispatch laid the foundation for the modern education system in India during the British colonial period. It emphasized the use of English as the medium of instruction for higher education while promoting vernacular languages at the primary level. Vernacular is some kind of regional languages you can take. Whatever is spoken in that particular place or area, that is actually taken in the primary level. But for higher education, English has been brought as a medium of instruction. Next question. The committee for the establishment of a national open university was headed by G. Parthasarathi. Option number 1 will be the right answer. This committee played a crucial role in the creation of the Indira Gandhi National Open University called as IGNOU, which was established in 1985 to promote distance education and provide higher education opportunities to a larger population. Next question. Which of the following were the initiatives taken during the third 5-year plan? So let's see education related initiatives of third 5-year plan, which is from 1961 to 1966. Expansion of primary education, establishment of higher education institutions, technical and vocational education, provisions for correspondence courses, teacher training, adult education, focus on science and technology, establishment of regional engineering colleges. Removal of diploma course system. They do not tell anything about A. Let's check B. Provision for correspondence courses. Yes, it is there. B is included in the answer. So definitely 3 and 4 can be ruled out. Establishment of additional colleges including regional engineering college. We have C here, so this is also in the answer. Appointment of working group on technical education. So here they have talked about technical and vocational education. So definitely D can also be in the answer. But we have to make sure that A is not in the answer list. So let's know about it. This third 5-year plan did not remove the diploma course system. It continued to emphasize the importance of technical and vocational education, including diploma courses. So whenever you talk about some kind of vocational education, we actually include diploma courses there to meet the growing industrial and agricultural needs of the country. So removal of diploma course system is wrong. A can never be in the answer list. So we are removing even option 1. Option number 2. B, C and D will be the right answer. How about E? It did not have less emphasis on trained manpower. It means it has given more emphasis, we can say. It placed considerable emphasis on the development of trained manpower to support the country's industrial and agricultural growth. The plan aimed to create a skilled workforce to meet the demands of various sectors and to ensure substantial expansion in employment opportunities. Actually, the purpose of giving technical education or vocational education is to increase employment opportunities. Keeping that in mind, less emphasis on trained manpower is also wrong. Next question. Identify the correct chronological sequence of the establishment of the following institutions in India. The chronological sequence for the colleges will be Khalsa College in 1892, this is option D. Siddhartha College, Mumbai, 1946, this will be option A. Milland College, 1950, this will be option B. PWS Arts and Commerce College in 1967, this is C. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar College of Arts, Science and Commerce, 1972, this will be option E. We don't have any of the options with the order D, A, B, C, E. So this question is officially dropped as per the final answer key. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. List 1 has the scholars, list 2 has their specialization. Even if you have no idea about Brahmagupta, Kautilya and Charaka, with Patanjali you can finish this match. When we hear about Patanjali, that particular scholar is related to yoga. So C will be mapping to 2 definitely. From here itself you can say option number 4 will be the right answer. Now we will just see the specialization of other scholars. Brahmagupta is a mathematician. A is mapping to 4. Kautilya is a political strategist. B will be mapping to 1. What about Charaka? Charaka is a physician. D will be mapping to 3. And as we know, Patanjali, C will be mapping to yoga 2. C2 is also right. Let's move on to Unit 3, Comprehension. Read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. A radical new surgery procedure laughed at not long ago is holding out fresh hope for patients of cardiac myopathy or enlargement of the heart. The technique now in India allows patients to go home 2 weeks after the operation to lead a near normal sedentary life. Sedentary lifestyle in the sense it's a usual lifestyle where you sit and do some works, not having much physical strains. That is sedentary lifestyle. Cardiac myopathy is a condition that has a variety of causative factors. An attack from one of the 20 identified viruses, parasite infection, long-term alcohol abuse and blood pressure could bring it on, and in rare cases it could follow childbirth and is even known to run in families. The condition is marked by an increase in the size of the heart's chambers and a decrease in the efficiency of pumping. Let's get into the question. Cardiac myopathy is a medical condition related to which organ? Heart, eyes, muscles, body movement. It's about heart. Enlargement of the heart they have given. Option number 1 will be the right answer. Next question. In patients suffering from cardiac myopathy, there is increased heartbeat, slowdown of the heartbeat, increase in the blood flow to the heart, normal blood flow to the heart. Just look at the last statement. The condition is marked by an increase in the size of the heart's chambers and a decrease in the efficiency of pumping. When the heart does not pump efficiently, there cannot even be normal blood flow to the heart. When there is no way for normal blood flow, definitely there cannot be any increase in the blood flow. So option 3 and option 4 can be ruled out. They say there is a decrease in the efficiency of pumping. So what does this decrease lead to? It will lead to the slowdown of the heartbeat. So we are going with option 2 as the right answer. Next question. Cardiac myopathy is a condition characterized by constriction of the heart. It means narrowing, we can say. Reduction in the size of lungs. It has nothing to do with lungs. Restricted airflow to the lungs. It's not right. And enlargement of the heart. This is actually right. They have told enlargement. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Next question. Which of the following is incorrect about the causative factors of cardiac myopathy? What are the different factors they have given? 20 identified viruses, parasite infection, long-term alcohol abuse and blood pressure they have given. In rare cases, it could follow childbirth and is even known to run in families. Attack by certain identified viruses is there. Long-term alcohol abuse is also there. Based on run in families, we can say heredity is also a cause. What is incorrect? Overeating is incorrect. So we will go with option number 3 as the right answer. Which of the following is true about cardiac myopathy surgery? The radical new surgery procedure is now available in India. It was unsuccessfully tried in India in the past. There is no detail about this. Earlier patients had to stay in hospital for 4 weeks after surgery. There is no detail. Earlier the surgery was available in only a few cities in India. There are no details about 2, 3 and 4. What they have given is it's a radical new surgery procedure holding out fresh hope for patients of cardiac myopathy. The technique now in India is allowing the patients to go home 2 weeks after the operation. So we can mark option number 1. The radical new surgery procedure is now available in India as the right statement here. With this we are completing paper 1 solutions.